Greetings to my listeners, greetings to my friends, and greetings to my followers at large. Well, for those that are on board for the first time, my name is Kate MC. I am the CEO of a company called SCCF Group, which stands for Stokvel Community Chicken Farming. Well, today we are going to talk about what triggered the chickens to be in the gold mine. I think for the sake of those that just joined us today, let me just tell you about what I was talking about in my last episode. I was talking about how this gold mine started. And apparently I was talking about the vision, I was talking about the mission, and I was talking about the values of the company. Well, today I'll be talking about what triggered the chickens to be in the gold mine. What initiated or prepared a way for these chickens to find themselves in this African gold mine? Or I could say, how did they get inside the gold mine? Or I could even say, how did they become gold, or how did they turn into gold? Well, can I ask you a question before I continue? Do you think these chickens found themselves in the gold mine today? No ways. Remember, I love history. Let's go back a few decades ago. Let us talk about our forefathers in Africa. Just briefly how they lived and how they sustained themselves. Were they really employed? Maybe a few were employed, yes, I could say. Did they work for themselves and did they create their own world? Oh yes, they did. Did their neighbors ever sleep hungry? That is not heard of. I never heard of anything like that. Was there enough fresh, healthy food for everyone? I would say yes. Yes, there was. And did they believe in this gold mine, which is chicken world? Yes, they did. They did believe in having chickens. Did they have many chickens, if we say that? The answer is no. They had maybe 30 to 40 chickens, but they still survived. Remember what they did with these chickens? They used to barter trade with the chickens, and they sold some of the chickens so that they can take our fathers and mothers to school. And the people that really raised these chickens were the grandmothers, the mothers, and the girls. And one interesting thing is that they always gave them names. I also gave mine names. And the other thing that really happened in each family was that each child was given 1 or 2 chickens to take care of, to grow. If your hen produced a lot of chicks, you were deemed to have golden fingers. And riches were really around you and riches were following you everywhere. But now, if your hens produced only 1 chick or it ate its eggs, you were doomed for failure. But well, let us not go deeper into that. Remember, we all have our different beliefs. What matters is for you to understand what made or contributed the chickens to be so valuable and what made them to be a true gold mine that every family had in Africa. Okay, these are some of the reasons. It is very cost effective to grow or raise these chickens. Well, before I even say many things, can I ask you a number of questions? Do you really need electricity for them? I know your answer is no. Do you need expensive feed for them? No. Can you feed these chickens with leftovers? Yes. Do they need complicated housing? No. Do these chickens scavenge for themselves? Yes, of course. Well, there's many things we can talk about when it comes to cost effectiveness. But now let us talk about health benefits. I will say to you, is the meat and eggs from these chickens very healthy? Yes, I will say so. Why? Because most people call it organic meat or organic eggs. Remember, I stayed with my grandfather. He died at the age of 101. And I was so impressed because he was so strong. And I used to ask him to tell me the secret. He said to me, the secret, you know what, is to eat healthy and to produce your own food. And you know what, Africa, what I can say, let us go back to what our forefathers taught us, to produce our own food. Well, let me rather now sum up in bullet points what value these chickens brought to our fathers and also what value they are bringing to us. I think by so doing, you'll understand more. Or I would rather say, what causes these chickens to be considered a special gold mine. These are some of my findings, my true findings, of course. Please pay attention as I go through them. The findings are as follows. With meat and eggs, we feed our families. That is true. We sell the meat, eggs, and chicken droppings, also feathers, to generate income. That is true also. Remember that the chicken droppings are very, very rich in urea. Therefore, we use these chicken droppings for our vegetable gardens. By so doing, we reduce expenses incurred from purchasing fertilizers. You know how expensive fertilizers are. Chicken droppings can also be used to feed our livestock. Some give it to their cattle, some give it to their goats. And again, one thing which is very important, we get high, cheap quality proteins from these eggs and from the meat. Well, something which I would love to tell you about is that there is a short turnover. You start with 5 chickens. By year end, you've got around 100 or more chickens, unlike a cow. If I give you 5 cows, you think by year end you'll be having 100 cows? That's impossible. It's never heard of. But well, again with climate changes, it is difficult to find grazing for larger stock, but our chickens can survive. They don't need large grazing lands or spaces. You know, I was just thinking to myself, I think they must introduce this thing to school. Just put a coop there and have at least 2 chickens or so that our children can see how these chickens look like. Some of our children don't even know how these indigenous chickens look like. I think that will be good so that they can start learning from an early age how to take care of their indigenous chickens. Okay, let's go on. Remember, I said it is cost effective to raise them. I just mentioned it, and I spoke about electricity challenges. I spoke about high costs of feed, etc. Well, there's something that people are not aware of. Remember, you can use their feathers for fishing, for art, decor, maybe for feather dust, and also for clothing. By the way, I've got a dress that is made of chicken feathers. But the problem is I don't know how to wash it, but it's so beautiful. You must see those beautiful feathers. But someday I know I'll be able to wash it. Let's continue. You can make money through agriculture shows. You know what I'm talking about. There's so many agriculture shows there. You can sell your chickens or swap with people, or you can win prizes. There's so many things that you can do. And the other point which I really wanted to highlight is that, you know what, with indigenous chicken production, we will always address a lot of things that we are suffering from in Africa. Remember, Africa has been paralyzed by a lot of things, including food security, job creation, contribution of wealth towards our economies. The list goes on. Self-sustainability, self-employment. Do you want me to go on? Don't you worry. Someday I will. But remember, there is still a lot for me to share with you, so that you can become a successful businessman or a businesswoman in this indigenous chicken farming initiative called SCCF Pod and Hub Ecosystem of Wealth. Oh, I know you cannot wait to hear about this ecosystem. I'm sure it shall be the best in Africa. But well, let me just say bye for now. Please keep on following me. It's becoming juicier and juicier every day, so keep on following me, please. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, in the next episode I will be talking about what type of gold are you looking for? Or what type of chickens are found in this gold mine? Please remember to follow me. Don't miss out. Remember what you need to do. What you need to do is to press that subscribe button. But for now, I just want to say bye to you.